Did you sit the AAA exam yesterday? If so, I hope you found it okay. From what I can tell from my students who sat the exam, it seemed like a very fair exam sitting. Lots of standard topics coming up. So I thought it'd be useful to do a bit of a review of the different variants of the exam so that you can get a flavour of what the exam was like. So question 1 seemed to be 2 or 3 different questions that came up here, depending on what variant of the exam you got. One was focused on business risks and the others were on audit risk. And that's quite normal. With the examiners sort of following this pattern of one variant being business risk, the others having audit risk in them, then some procedures and then some ethics. And that was the same across all of the variants. And there were a range of different industries. An education business came up, a retailer as well. But it seemed to be a very fair and standard question 1 from the feedback I've had from students. Question 2, again, reasonably standard, the topics that came up in section B of the exam. So there was some fraud and a forensics investigation, which I was quite pleased about because that's what I wrote into my mock this sitting, thinking it would be something that the examiner might test. And it was also quality control and evidence at the completion stage of the audit. And again, that's something the examiner has tested quite regularly. I put that on one of my mocks too. And then the reporting question had the usual range of reporting requirements. One variant looking at the impact on the audit opinion of different scenarios. Another looking at the difference between limited and reasonable assurance, and another where we were reporting to those charged with governance. There was also a variant that included ethics and professional actions in that final question. Something I've noticed in recent sittings, if you were sitting the UK variant of the paper, none of my UK students seem to get a UK specific question. So no big insolvency question. And that seems to be a pattern that the examiner has been following recently. That if you are sitting the UK variant of the paper, you'll get some UK specific marks on things like reporting and ethics, but there isn't a big UK specific requirement. So I hope you found the exam to be a fair test, and I hope you didn't get any tech issues. I have had a few students reporting that some exam centres, there were a few minor issues, but nothing like we had in the March exam sitting where some students in the UK were very seriously impacted by tech issues at their exam centre. So it seemed to be a very smoothly run exam sitting to me.